So you're trying to figure out how to become better at overcoming obstacles and adversity in everyday life. You tired of feeling like the world is ending, like there's so much pressure around you, like you can't move forward, you're in stuck mode? Well, you're in the right place, because I'm gonna give you 5 ways to help you become better at overcoming obstacles and any adversity that comes your way. Now, before I jump into these tips, I just want to share this is not a professional opinion. This is just my experience. These are just some tools and some things that I've picked up on my journey, and maybe it can help somebody else out there. I'd love it if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, so that way this content can reach as many people as possible. All right, let's get into it. Tip number 1, learn to embrace the obstacle. Overcoming obstacles is not easy, as you and I both know, but we got to learn to embrace these challenges, because ultimately that's where the growth is. That's where we can level up. And that's where we can become the best versions of ourselves, by learning to embrace adversity. It makes us stronger. It makes us better people. It may not feel like it in those tough moments, but when we get to the other side of it, we can feel it. We can recognize it. Like, wow, I made it through that storm. I can make it through anything. Somebody gave me this great analogy the other day. He said, every 50 pitches, there's a curveball coming. And I really felt that analogy, because it's true. We are always going to be either in a storm, entering a storm, or coming out of a storm. And it's just how we set ourselves up to be able to deal with them. That's what life is about. There's always going to be challenges. A lot of us are fearful of what these challenges may really be presenting to us and how to handle them, so we kind of shy away from them. I'll give you a little background on myself. I am going through a custody battle. I have had to learn how to embrace this obstacle. It hurts like hell at times, but I've had to learn how to control what I can control and let the rest go. It can hurt me on an emotional level. It can take me to mental places where I don't really want to go, but I've had to learn how to really just embrace this challenge and become more resilient within myself, and just learn that there's a lesson in this, Bryce. This obstacle that you are being faced with is just trying to teach you something. It's just preparing you for whatever else may be coming down the pike. That's just a little piece of myself. Maybe I'll make another video on that at another time. But yeah, I have to do this myself too. You know what I mean? Tip number 2, learn to change your perspective about what it is you're going through. Whatever that obstacle is, whatever that adversity that you're facing, learn to shift your perspective about it. Now, again, this is not easy to do. But what I mean is, we have to learn to look at the challenge as objectively as we can. Almost like it's not even me involved in this storm. It's just a storm that's happening. Being able to shift our perspective about it, like, all right, what do I need to do to get what I need to get out of this obstacle, adversity, situation, struggle? What do I need to, what is it trying to teach me? That's really what it is. It's trying to teach us something. But a lot of the times we can get wrapped up emotionally in the challenge that we're facing, and we don't even see what lesson or what the test might be. We're not even aware of that, because we're so emotionally wrapped up in it. We're so outcome oriented. We're trying to control it. We're trying to fix whatever the hell we may be going through, right? So our perspective is locked in, like, all right, this is a problem. I need to fix this. I need to figure out, how do I get out of this? I feel like shit. I can't eat, like that type of stuff. So when we can shift the perspective to a point of view, like, all right, I'm in a storm. I'm going through some stuff right now. How can I control what I can control and let the rest go? What is this situation trying to teach me? And once we can start trying to do that type of stuff and trying to really shift how we see the problem, it can alleviate some things. It can be very helpful. That's something that's worked for me. I have to practice this all the time. This problem is going to build me up if I can get to the other side of it. Tip number 3, talk to supportive people. Surround yourself with people who support you, encourage you, Surround yourself with those people whose wisdom you value. Surround yourself with positive-minded people, not negative people. Those people who are going to uplift, that are going to listen to you, that are going to hear you and not be projecting their opinions onto you and pretty much making your situation a lot worse than it needs to be. So be mindful of that as well. All right. Find a good support system. Find people you trust. Tip number 4, prioritize your self-care and your mental health, especially when you're going through these tough times and you're trying to overcome things and you're trying to be in the face of adversity. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because a lot of times the problems that we're faced with, they can beat us down so much to the point where we don't even want to get out of bed. We don't want to interact with people. We're not eating properly. We're not sleeping. It can almost take hold of our lives. So we have to be very intentional with how we're counteracting that. For me personally, working out is very helpful when I'm going through a tough time. The chemicals that are released from a workout almost counteract the bullshit that comes from any obstacle that I'm trying to overcome. If I'm in the midst of a storm, that workout will make that storm feel like it's not even a storm. So make sure that you're being mindful and that you're being intentional with how you're taking care of yourself. Tip number 5, learn to lean into acceptance of whatever it is that you may be challenged with. Whatever that adversity is, whatever that obstacle is that you're trying to overcome, lean into it. This is kind of like embracing the obstacle, but the more we can learn to lean into these challenges, the more we'll be able to find and discover those lessons that the challenge is trying to present to us. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for us to level up, to become stronger, to become more emotionally resilient within ourselves. So we have to learn to not run from the obstacle, but learn to accept what we're being faced with, control what we can control within that dynamic, let the rest of the shit go, and do our best to find the lesson. There's a lesson within this. Once we can find that lesson, it carries with us to the next obstacle that we will be faced with. And now we're stronger. Now we're like, okay, I've seen this movie before. You know what I mean? I've been down this road before. There's always going to be obstacles coming. Some are going to be heavier than others. And we just got to make sure that we take care of ourselves so that we can deal with any adversity and that we can become masters at overcoming obstacles no matter what they might be. I really hope this video provided y'all with some value. And if it did, be sure to check out one of my other videos. I really think you'll enjoy it. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I'm out.